Well, I lived at 13 Columbia. Next to it was a place called the Harlem Bar. And like people were in there on Friday nights, Saturday nights. They worked from Monday to Friday and they played hard. And on Sundays they went to church and they prayed hard. We were a neighborhood. We were like a family. Everybody looked out for each other. Like if somebody was not out, people would go check on them and find out what was going on. One of the things I used to like was people would talk to each other from their windows, and it would go all the way up to First Street. We had a park, which was Promenade Hill, and we used to go there. My family used to go there and have picnics. Columbia was our home from 3rd Street down to Front Street. That's where all the action took place. That was where the poor folk in quotes lived. One of the things that people wanted to do was make enough money to get past 3rd Street. There was another bar on 3rd Street in Columbia, which was called the CC Club, and that stood for the Colored Citizens Club. And it was something like, the Elks Club or the Polish National Alliance, and black people got together and they partied there. It was a small place, but there was a bar and you could dance. They had a jukebox. You could play a song for 10 cents, and if you wanted to play 3, it was a quarter. There was a lot of unity within the community. I hear that little saying throughout Hudson when things get going on, but we had unity way before that. We lost the unity. When the neighborhoods got broken up, that unity and the feeling of neighborhood dissipated. It's sad because, sometimes things that look good to you aren't good for you. And Hudson's going to be a beautiful town, but it's going to be a beautiful town minus the poor people who built this place up. I thank people for coming in, putting paint and fixing up the houses and moving into points, but as they moved in, they pushed people out. And people are even now not being able to afford living here. The people that built this town up. I've walked these streets 70 years. My grandfather and my mother and my father, they walked it quite a lot longer than I did. I like to walk the streets and look at houses, trying to think of the people who lived in those houses, what was being done in those houses. I'm reminded of the Hudson Youth Center, which was a black place for children, minority children, black children. And we all got together there, along with going to the Boys Club, and we had a good time. Kids used to play baseball in the street, that was something that was real. We used to play baseball in the street. We used to play two-hand touch in the street football, and sometimes somebody would hit somebody too hard and would turn it into tackle on concrete, so we had a good old time. Lower Hudson was a place where, as I said, everybody looked out for everybody, and if somebody caught me doing something wrong, I got home and my mother and father knew about it because they had called and let them know that I had been involved in something. And sometimes I even got beaten by the person who saw me, and then they told, and when I got home, I got another beating because, they had called and told, and if John said, you did this, you did it, and if his wife spanked you, you deserved it, so you're going to get another one. Like I said, neighborhoods were like families. You know, there was joy in the community. People shared joy. You know, next door, something happened good for somebody. People felt good about that. You know, people shared, as I mentioned. You know, the needy were taken care of. The homeless were taken care of by the neighborhood.